Hello and welcome to my vlog. It is now the 29th of August 2022 and this is my last vlog of the month. I'd like to point out that on this day, the 29th of August in 1924, Dinah Washington was born, American singer and pianist. She became the most popular black female recording artist in the 1950s. But tragically, she died of a heart attack at the age of 39. All right, I've had a few questions come in this week. So first of all, Jordan Ezel, if that's pronounced correctly, I hope it is. He asks, are you capable of some light stunt work? And which was your most physically demanding job? Well, that's quite a broad spectrum for me to think about, really. Before I became an actor, I built a fish pond in the back garden at our family home in Ruislip, and that was extremely physically demanding. Took me a lot longer than I thought it might, but I did have the satisfaction of having a beautiful image once it was complete. I also, between acting jobs, had a number of temp jobs. One of which was I was a bread merchandiser. Very grand title for somebody who just made sure the bread was on the shelves for the customers. And that did have a physical aspect to it. Lugging the trolleys around with all the loaves on it was surprisingly heavy. Despite all the modern technology to make the wheels turn easier. But that was quite physical. And what else was there? Another job I did was for 2 weeks, I was a delivery driver, delivering dairy products to schools. Gosh, that was far beyond what I'm physically able to do at the time, let alone now. And so I suppose you're asking stunt work, doing stage work. I've not done a lot of stunts, but it depends what you qualify as a stunt. I remember I had a stint in the Bill where I was an electrician and I had to climb ladders and fit light bulbs and all that sort of thing, and that was considered a stunt, and so there were all sorts of risk assessments. But as for jumping off cliffs or out of windows, the nearest I got to something like that was I played a thug in an episode of London's Burning, where I had to try and throw a pregnant woman out of a window. And ironically, the pregnant woman was a stunt woman, and good God, didn't she make me work hard? But it was really good fun. Going back to stage, most actors will tell you that performing is more to do with stamina than physicality. But with panto, which a lot of people ridicule, there is more physicality because there's lots of costume changes, particularly when I play Dame or Ugly Sister. And sometimes the costume changes were the amount of time for the previous piece of music to finish and to get through the opening introduction to the next piece of music. And so it became a bit of a ballet, and with practice and rehearsal and with people helping you in the dressing room to walk off stage, change frock and get back on, it all worked out in the end, but it was quite tiring. And the average length of time for a panto was 2 to 2.5 hours, and there were times where I did 4 shows a day. Today, I think it's only up to 3, but there were times we did 4. And so in that sense, it was physically demanding, but you get through it. And rather like conventions, when I come to conventions, being on all day is more mentally tiring, I suppose, than physically. But I always want a pause at the end of the day to sort of just relax. I hope that's answered that one, Jordan. Thank you. Jackie Thomas, what is your favourite colour and why? Well, I do answer this in my book, Let Zygons Be Zygons, but yellow and green have always been my favourite colours. And somebody studying psychology did a mock exam with me and told me that yellow is a sign of positive and green is a sign of spiritual. So am I a spiritual and positive person? Well, that's for you to decide. Billy James, are you a dog or cat person? Well, over the years, I have to admit the family have had the lot, and also gerbils, rabbits, tortoises. We were very much a family who had pets, and I'm very much in favour of pets. Tony and I lost our last cat, SGC, in 2018, and it was an extremely emotional wrench. So since then, we've decided not to have a pet unless it turns up on our doorstep. But it's very important. I don't think a house without a pet is not a home, as far as I'm concerned. And anyone who's never had a pet will actually understand the loss of one. I have enjoyed watching some images on YouTube of big cats, tigers and lions playing together and hugging each other, and also some that have been looked after because they were hurt out in the wild. They became attached to the people who actually helped them. So seeing these images of these huge, giant cats hugging a human being is wonderful. But it also highlights that animals like a good hug, like any of us do. And if a tiger and a lion can live together, and then we should learn from that, and we should all live together and give each other a big hug. Well, until my next vlog, I'll say toodle pip.